Hey everybody, it's good to see you all again. This segment is just to kind of let you guys know what is going on in this episode. So, in this episode, there is a situation. Towards the end, or anywhere in this episode, there is a blank. That means there's no sound coming in the episode, and you might think that is your fault. That is my fault. You can blame me, say it was my fault, because that is an editing problem, and that's because of recording and the recording platform that I use. If that happens to be in the episode, if that's in it, what you need to do is to just disregard it. Don't worry about it. Consider it like an ad break. Consider it like a break. Consider it like we're taking a 5 minute break. Consider it like that. So, no freaking out. No need to worry. Make sure you guys enjoy the episode, enjoy what's in it, and y'all have a good one. And enjoy this one. Really enjoy it and have fun. And please disregard the blanks in there, consider them breaks. Hope you guys enjoy this episode and thank you guys for understanding and for your cooperation. With that. There we go. Hi, everybody. Hi, and hello. Today, first of all, it is New Year's Eve. Well, the day I'm recording it, it is New Year's Eve. So happy 2022. For those of you like in Australia. Well, anyway, I'm here with Nelly B, and if you guys know, I don't have a lot of females on the show, so I give high praise to any female that I get a chance to have, because I don't really have a lot of females. So welcome, Nelly. I'm so glad to have you.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy that you invited me.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you got really sexy pictures on your Instagram, which I don't need to go that far, but that was like part of why. And another part is because your music, it's groovy. First of all, it's groovy, and it reminds me so much of my past life listening to R&B music. It reminds me so much. So
Hmm,
every time I listen to one of your songs, it's nostalgic.
thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course, high praise.
Yeah, I try.
but just along. Oh, that's good. That's good. You about to continue? I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Go ahead.
Wonderful. You got a lot going on. Honestly, you do. Just hearing about you, just listening in. You have a lot. You have, of course, your business, which props to your business.
Thank you.
Being in love, I believe. Is that what it's called? Or is it called natural love?
The Yeah, the business is called Natural Love with one L. But our tag is being in love, and that's the letter N, love. So yeah, you're right.
Sweet, yes. Wow, you got that going, and you also like do modeling, which I'm not surprised because just look at that body.
You're sweet.
Not
Thank you.
surprised.
I don't do as
Yeah,
often as I should, I think, but I'm working towards building that momentum in all areas
that's
of my
really good.
artistry. Yeah.
Really good. I was really impressed that you're able to handle all those things. I mean, how are you able to, how are you able to do a business, modeling, and be a musician? How's that possible?
I honestly just it it fills my spirit. So I'm just always focused on these different parts of me. I feel like every single aspect of that all ties together into what I feel like or what I believe my purpose is, and I just strive to walk in that and to share that with those around me so that it can just kind of spread. I want it to be contagious. So I just feel like it all ties in together. I just want to spread the message of love and purpose and God's message that He delivers through me.
Oh, that is really good.
And so
That's really excellent.
work. I'm actually working on a project that kind of ties everything together. Now, my business is kind of separate, just because it's not necessarily a project, an artistic project. It is art because I'm using my hands to make these different products, and I'm using my gift, my voice, to speak to different individuals, and to kind of encourage self love for every individual that comes into contact with us. But as far as the modeling and the writing, because I'm a poet as well, and the music and everything, I'm working on a project that kind of ties all of them together. So I really am excited about the outcome of this. I'm working on a few things. It's kind of a multi-dimensional type of ordeal to just send out the message that uh, beauty is not definitive, and to encourage us to get back to our roots and to see the truth in the beauty of our individuality, of where we come from, and how we can utilize that to kind of, I guess, make this world a better place and love on one another. Because I feel like everything's kind of a comparison nowadays, a competition, and even sometimes I compare and compete, and I don't want to have that mindset. So I want to encourage others not to as well.
Oh, that is so sweet. You made me cry a little bit.
Yeah, that's okay. We can cry together.
Uh, that is so sweet. And speaking of sweetness, back to the project. What can you tell us about that incoming project that's coming? Like, what can you tell us about it?
I can tell you a few things. So, I am going to first. I'll tell you. I'll give you a little secret. I'm going to drop a single soon, and the single will be a part of the project. But I'm just going to drop the single first, to give you kind of a little taste. Um, but as far as the project, I'll kind of break it down a little bit. The music aspect of it, I'm working on, and I don't really know if it's going to be an EP or an album because I just keep creating, so it might turn into an album. Right now, it's an EP, and like I said, the project focuses on unbinding our definition of beauty, from the physicality of it that everyone portrays it to be, and to kind of get to our roots when it comes to, and that means our ancestral roots and also the roots of our core, like our core being, outside of all of the traditions that we've picked up on and all of the conditions that we've conformed to. And so, from a musical aspect, I want to just share my kind of my testimony, my story, and that's what each song will kind of separate. It will kind of separate my journey into pieces so that people can see the different layers of me and through the flaws and all. Because I don't want to send a message of perfection and set that type of standard for myself. I don't want anybody to feel intimidated. I want to always be create equilibrium, whether I'm poor, I'm rich, or somewhere in between. Um, it kind of like is just sends the message like it's okay, like to go through traumas in your life. It's okay to make mistakes in your life. That doesn't necessarily change who you are. That is a choice. You always have the choice to have the type of character that you want to have to portray the message that you want to portray, and you can use what you've been through to create something beautiful. And I want to plant that seed with this musical project, with the musical aspect of the project, and then the writing aspect, writing a book, and it'll kind of depict the same thing, but just, I guess, the lyrics of it will be different because my music doesn't completely reflect my poetry. Like, it kind of it has the same personality, but I deliver the message in a different way when I write poetry. I have a different mindset. Even though music is poetry, it's just I have a different approach to it, so it comes out slightly different. But it will still mirror the songs that I am releasing. And with modeling, I want it to be a community thing, so I want to bring in these different women and children, and allow them to step in front of the camera and kind of just let loose. And I want them to use their voices to tell their side of the story and to contribute to this project as much as they feel compelled to, so that it can not just be a seed that I plant, but that we all plant, so we all feel like we are a part of one another and a part of something that is impacting the community, the world, in a greater light. And so it'll all kind of just tie together in that way.
Oh, that's pretty powerful. And that's amazing what you're doing with your music and everything else. Oh, very impressive. Wow. Are you
Thank
just
you.
honestly music? I mean, like, I love that you're being, completely honest and authentic. Has this always been the case for you in music and your general lifestyle?
Let me tell you, I have this thing. I have this thing where I would write kind of in a subliminal messaging type of way. And I think that came from just when I was growing up. So I started writing when I was about 7. And I think the masking in my writing, I would tell the story, but I'm so metaphoric with my words. You would probably have to know me to know exactly what I'm talking about. So you will be able to break it down in a way that it pertains to you and not even know exactly what my message is. And so I challenged myself through this to not be so subliminal with my messages and to make it more direct, so that people have a better understanding of who I am. That's what I meant when I said I my writing poetry and my writing music is different with this project, because with the music I'm trying to be more direct, because I know that when I approach poetry, it's very metaphoric, kind of a lot of hidden messages. And my music has some of that, but there's more of a blanket on my poetry than it is on my music. It's kind of like removing that veil for my audience, so that they're like, oh, this is raw, like this is real. Oh, she's just telling it how it is. And so it hasn't always been that way, but I've intended to challenge myself in that way, so that um so that I can just be authentic and honest, like you said.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that you're being really open to the world about, what you're doing and who you are. That's like phenomenal, amazing. Um,
Thank you. That makes me feel like
yeah,
I'm taking steps in a forward direction.
yeah, absolutely. And no kidding on the forward, but no kidding on the forward to vibe. I mean, I did see, you partying and doing the hot pictures, so of course you're going in the forward direction.
Oh, I think you're talking about when I was in Cancun, because that's where I was for Thanksgiving. Well, a little after Thanksgiving, and yeah, I was definitely having a great time in those recent pictures.
You look amazing. I love, especially this one. It says, "What a dump." 10 out of 10. I recommend. LOL. What's the memory without a mood creating it? This is one of my favorites. I love it.
Oh, my photo dump, my video dump.
Yeah,
Thank you. I was like, I just felt like my content was getting a little bit uniform, so I just wanted to take a few random things out of, you know, my phone and just post it so that people can get a little splash of the backstage me.
that's really fantastic. That's amazing. When are you gonna do a music dump? When are we gonna hear the songs from the vault? When's that gonna happen?
I know. I am. You know what? Sometimes I do just want to dump it all out, but I'm just being patient with myself and taking my time because I have been sitting on music for a while because of the intent. I just want to be really intentional. But I am. Oh yeah, I told you that I'm working on dropping a single that's been finished for quite a while. I just keep going back and tweaking here and there. I'm a perfectionist, so I like battle myself every time. But I do have things in store, and they're gonna start to roll in, and I hope that everyone stays tuned for it all because I'm excited. I'm really excited, and I hope you guys are excited too.
Oh, we're stoked. We're excited. We're excited for well any music coming from you. I mean, you got the gentle, calm voice. I mean, I'm jealous. I can never be like that. I'm
What?
so jealous.
Don't be jealous. I'm not that gentle.
That's a lie. You sound gentle right now. You sound like everything's handled, everything's well, everything's it's like happiness and rainbows. I mean, you're just so gentle. It's almost like Snow White, almost a black Snow White.
Well, let me tell you, I do go through emotions, okay? I am a very emotional being. Right now, I'm good right now. But, tomorrow I might not be okay. But that is okay. I try to manage my emotions. I try to accept them as they come. So I guess that helps me to be calm when I'm not dealing with so many emotions at hand. I just take time out. I literally take time out, like in my room. I will set the feel like I need to feel. I don't know if you ever get that feeling when you feel emotion, you don't really know how to identify it. So you just gotta sit there and just take it in and let yourself feel in order for it to process. I do that a lot. I reflect a
So
lot. I write a lot. So that probably helps me to be calm when I'm, in my normal state. But it can get ugly, especially in church. It
really,
can get
how in church? How is it? Like, how's church like the one that triggers?
because you kind of set that expectation of vulnerability like when you walk into church because I mean I will hope so. In church you just feel like you can be your complete self and you don't have to wear any type of facade or hide your emotions for the sake of other people's comfortability at any given moment. Because if they roll in, then they just roll in. And I feel like also with being in that environment, the Holy Spirit brings some stuff to the surface. So you kind of don't have a choice. You just kind of get smacked upside your head, uppercutted with all types of tears and different emotions. And the next thing you know, you're at the altar just breaking down or repenting for something you didn't even realize you were doing. It's just crazy. So yeah, church definitely will bring it out of you.
No kidding. Considering the fact that I don't go to church anymore. Well, not anymore. I haven't been in a while. Considering that, you're not joking about that. No kidding.
Well,
Not crazy for me.
where are you from?
Texas actually.
Oh, you're in Texas. Woo! I haven't been to Texas. Well, we kind of like our flight landed in Texas. We kind of had a layover in Texas when I went to Cancun, but literally I was just in the airport. I didn't explore anything. So I will have to visit Texas. I want to.
Oh, you should. It's absolutely amazing. One of my favorites have to be San Antonio, Dallas, and Houston. Those are really good ones.
I want to go to Dallas first, I think.
You should. Yes, definitely.
Okay, I'm gonna have to hit you up when I get there because I don't know nothing that's going on.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna pick you up.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, that's exciting. And look at my music, that's exciting. Even the single, you sent to me, I'm trying to get the name. Oh yeah, Risky Business, which wow, like I was listening to a bit of it, like a little snippet of it.
Hmm.
And I'm already in love with it, and I haven't even heard the whole song yet.
Oh, thank you. That was the very first song that was dropped, that I dropped under my artist profile on Apple Music. It's everywhere else too, but I have iPhone, so I'm most familiar with the Apple Music. And it's so crazy because I didn't even know that that was my song. I got invited to a studio session and I didn't expect to record anything, nothing like that. I was going to just, take in the environment. I just like to be at the studio. I don't care whose session it is. I like to be there. And so I was just sitting in and I'm thinking there's about to be this great amazing song with all these different artists and I have nothing to do with it because there was like 15 artists in in the studio at one time. It was just the craziest thing. I've never experienced it. And then the producer was like, "You like this?" I was like, "Oh my gosh, I love this beat. Like it's so soulful. I love this. It's like kind of it's old school. It gives me old school vibes." And he was like, "Well, yeah, this is yours. Like this is your song." And so they just told me to just lay a verse down, and then they literally just gifted it to me. Like it was a gift. It was amazing. I was like, people are so sweet. I love artists. They just give and try to circulate their gifts as much as possible.
What the? Okay, sorry, I'm just shocked. What the?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and I'm even more jealous. How the heck did you get a free beat and a free like song? I mean, man,
They were just showing love. They were just showing love. It was just so much love in there, and I think that's why the song flowed so easily. Everything just came together so easily because there's so many talented people, and in the booth just laying down, and nobody sounded the same. Everybody has their own sound. Everybody's voice is super distinct. People were just throwing in their ideas left and right. It was amazing. I loved it.
that's really fantastic to hear. I love musicians, supporting musicians. That's what I'm here for. I love it. It's fantastic. It's
Yeah.
really good to hear. And speaking about, things to hear, I never really got a chance to look at your poetry, which hopefully one day I'll get to see poetry because I
Oh,
love
yeah.
poems. People know that I love writing. Like, duh, I'm a songwriter.
I,
I
I
love all
wanted to
types of
see your
writing.
work.
And oh, I don't know if you're ready for that. It's a mix. I do pop and rap writing, but I also do poetry actually. I can show you the poetry. I don't know if I can show you a song, but I can show you a poem. Yeah, excuse me, a poem. Um, like because people know that I love poems. Like I can never relate to most people. They don't even write poems, so I can never connect to a lot of people with poems. So get to know that at least you do at least.
Yes, sir. I'm all here for it.
Oh, that is so sweet. Do you remember your first poem? Do you remember the first one you wrote?
You know what? I was so young, but there was this period of time. Okay, so like I said, I started writing when I was about 6 or 7. And I used to write just these songs and present them to my family, and they probably didn't think anything of it really. But I used to remix Mariah Carey songs and
Oh my
everything.
God, really?
Yes, it was just the funniest little thing, and so I still remember like different lyrics from today, bits and pieces of them at least. But for a period of time, I stopped writing. Um,
What?
yeah, I did. And it was because my mom, she didn't do it on purpose, but okay, I had moved out my mom's house, but all of my writings were still left behind, and I kind of kept them tucked. And she didn't know. She threw them away.
Oh my God. Like,
And so I got super discouraged, like very discouraged about that, and I stopped writing for years actually. And I started it back up in 2018. So about 3 years ago, I started back up with writing, and that's when I got more so into finding these beats, searching YouTube, surfing for beats and writing to the music and whatnot, and actually voicing that, because at first I was kind of behind the scenes with it. I'm like, don't know if I want to share this. Don't feel comfortable. And actually today I still like struggle in that area with the confidence, but I am way more ahead of myself, my old self, um, than I was before, because I've just forced myself. And also, I can't give myself all the credit. My friends are like the ultimate hype men. So like, they don't let me rest. They don't let me rest at all. They won't allow me to like talk myself out of my small or big successes, achievements. They will force me if I don't force myself. So I've kind of learned to step outside of my comfort zone and just do it scared. Do it. You know how people say do it scared, do it afraid? That's literally what I have to do. And so my first poem or song um, actually was written for my best friend, because like I said, I was afraid to use my own voice. So I was just I started writing her music for her, and just would have her sing it and everything. And it was just all fun. And now there's kind of more of a business aspect to it because I'm really deep into it now. But yeah, that was about 3 years ago when I started back up with that. After uh, about a 2 or 3 year break.
oh my God. Wow. I should just stick a shoe inside your mom's mouth right about now.
Oh no, I love my mom. She's such a sweetheart. She just yeah, she will clean to the death of her, and so she was cleaning everything out and was like, oh, these are old, because they were kind of mixed with my old. I'm a hoarder a little bit, just a little bit. So
Me
they were
too.
mixed with my old like pictures that I would color and other writings from when I was younger. So she probably looked at like 1 or 2 pages. I'm like, oh, this is 6 years old, 10 years old, and probably just she yeah. But it's all right. It did what it needed to do in that time. Bang. That's how I feel about it. As long as I don't lose anything else that I have now, I'm good.
Yeah, hopefully, hopefully. Let's make sure she's not living with you now so that won't happen again.
Yeah. She knows now. She knows how She didn't know. See, nobody knew that I was writing. Nobody knew what I was doing. I hadn't shared since I was a little kid. But now it's like out in the open, so she wouldn't dare do anything like that. She would ask before she pitched anything.
Yeah, Nelly's mom, you better take a listen. Don't throw her stuff away again. Warning
Mm.
you. Warning you. they'll catch me looking at the whole box of her writings, and maybe catch you throwing it away. Or else.
Oh my goodness.
But that's amazing. Aside from that, it's amazing, how much you read. It seems like you read so much. I mean, are you planning to take your writing to the next level, or are you just gonna do it just for fun?
Absolutely. Like it was more of a release at first. It was more of a release, but once I started to understand the purpose of having gifts, and that is to fellowship and to serve God. And in order to serve God, you have to fellowship. You have to minister to people. And so I changed my perspective of that, or my approach, and started writing for the sole purpose of sharing. Like, I know that I'm going not going to mind sharing this. I'm not writing this just for me. And so wherever that takes me, I am all for it. Whatever is placed on my heart, I'm going to move in that.
That's really good. That's really good. And another major reason why I asked is because earlier you mentioned that you are planning on or you might have already writing a book, which I don't know all about the book because God, I love reading. So knowing that one of my guests has a book coming makes me so ecstatic. Tell me.
So no, I haven't published it yet, but it is written, and I may be finished writing it, or I may not be. Because who knows, I might write something when we get off of this podcast interview and write something else that could contribute to it. Because it's not published yet, so I still have the room to add. But as far as I know, I have all the pieces. It's just about organizing and um, understanding what that process entails, the entire process of writing a book and designing the cover and the pages and the layout, all of the the necessities when it comes to publishing are still needed to be set in stone. But as far as the words are there.
Wow, I am so stoked for the book. I know you can't tell us much about it. Can you just give us a gist about what it could be about, or what's going
Yeah,
on with the book? I mean,
yeah. So the book is the project is called Generations of Her. A book, the series, it's going to be a series. I know that. I feel that in my heart. This part of the series is called a binding. So that's what the book will be. It'll be about unbinding beauty, like I was speaking about before. And so it will kind of break down my journey, while also offering offering my readers or my audience, whoever that might be, the recipients, to open up to themselves and whatever it is that they've been through that has taught them or shaped them and molded them into the person they are today. And just to kind of dissect yourself and understand that everything we go through, experience, good or bad, has everything to do with who you are. And no matter how bad it seems in the moment, there's always a greater purpose, and it shows in your strengths, it shows in your qualities, and shows in your character. And so it kind of takes us through traumas I entailed as or I endured as a child, as a young child, through kind of the depression that I experienced, through different forms of assault that I've experienced, through how I perceived my parents as I was younger, and how that kind of progressed into something different as I developed a different perception or of them, and a different understanding that they only know what they were taught, and so they did the best they could, and that helps me to love even harder, just knowing that people put forth everything that they feel they know. And if that is all of you, it doesn't have to be what I wrote out. It doesn't have to fit a certain criteria. But if that's all of you, then I appreciate that for what it is. And now I have the option to look at that in a different light and say, "Oh my gosh, like this was love. I perceived it this way when I was younger, but this was love. This was what you thought was right." And just different things like that. And it's kind of also dissecting myself and the mistakes that I made, not just the mistakes that were made upon me. Because I made a lot of mistakes. I'm sure we all have, but like as you
Yeah.
go through the healing process, you realize how many mistakes you've actually made and how many messed up situations you actually put yourself in. There's no blame game. Like you are responsible. It all goes back down to the choice that you made at this particular time, which created this huge domino effect. And you're like, oh, I am responsible. So it's just different aspects and avenues of me and how I discovered my beauty and began to embrace and accept that regardless of what a flaw may look like from the outward appearance, it's still all beautiful because it ties into my uniqueness, my individuality, and it can do the same for you as well.
Wow, extraordinary. Man, I'm so excited. Hopefully, you won't forget me because I want to read that book. Hopefully,
I
can I
won't.
either get a free
Trust me.
copy or like a snippet? Like, God, I want to read the book now.
Trust me, I won't forget. And it will be mostly, or I would say yeah, it'll be mostly like poetry and pieces and bits and pieces. It won't be a traditional novel like story front to back. It'll have sections for people to even write their own story. And so I want it to be very engaging and not just feel like I'm dumping something out on the world. I want them to be able to take from it and give what they want to give and feel accomplished as they read it.
Wow, you are emotional. Oh, you got me crying again.
I told you.
You told me right. Man, I'm so excited about all this stuff coming. I'm so stoked. I mean, I'm over the moon excited. So it's so nice that you're doing all this stuff and you're able to manage it all. That's props to you. That's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course, anybody that can handle that much, is beyond me.
Sometimes I feel like I can't, but you just gotta keep on keeping on.
Yeah, absolutely. After all the stuff that's coming, the book, more poems, more music, you better keep going. I don't know
Yes,
have a
sir.
year without you.
Yes, sir.
That's good. Excuse me. Now, since we're entering the year 2022,
Hmm.
which is crazy though, I did not think we were gonna get to 2022, but now we did. So looking into this new year that we have, what are your goals and ambition for this new year coming?
My goal is to conquer my fears. That's my number one goal. And in doing that, I am able to grow my faith. And I feel like with faith, everything else falls in line, because you really don't have much blinding you. And if you are blinded, you now are aware of what that looks like and the choices you can make to recenter yourself back in God and keep seeking and moving in accordance to His word and the truth. And so that is my number one. My number one goal is to conquer my fears, and I don't want to write out what that looks like, and set an expectation to where it can set me up for failure if I don't exceed it or, meet it, because I don't know what my journey looks like. I don't know I don't know, even know all of my fears. But the ones that I'm aware of, I will conquer them. That's a fact. And I know that I will discover more along the way and proceed to conquer those. And so that's how I want to move, in this upcoming year and moving forward. As far as the tangible aspect of things, I want to tap more or dive deeper into my artistry and do things, new things that I have not done yet. When it comes to modeling, when it comes to the business, expanding that, when it comes to the music, and when it comes to my book or my writing in general, I just want to dive deeper into it, expand that, and um, follow exactly what's placed in my heart, because I've had reservations in the past where I feel like I know that I've hindered myself in many different aspects because of the fears that I've allowed to lead me. And so all of those kind of tie in together, and I feel doing one will help to accomplish the other.
That's I got that. Um, Amazing. Such ambitious goals, and I wish the best, and I hope everything works out for you, and you get to live out those goals, and have them checked off for 2022.
Yeah, me too. You and me both. I hope the same for you, though.
Oh, thanks. You're so sweet. You're so sweet, and this has been amazing. As I said before, though, I don't have a lot of girls on the show, so it's really, really glorious. When a girl gets to be on here and she's rocking out. As I said before, girls really do run the world.
Absolutely. Say it one more time for the people in the back. They didn't hear you.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Girls run the world. Just so everybody knows, girls really do run the world. Let's make sure you all heard. Anyway, I thank you again. For being here. This is amazing. It's New Year's Eve, and I get to celebrate it with, a gorgeous woman like you. Like, this is
Oh,
amazing.
you're so sweet. You make me blush.
Oh, don't blush at me now. I blush like that. But we're all excited for all the new projects coming out. Any last words for the audience?
I just encourage everyone to be their true selves, to be honest with themselves first, and that will wash away a lot of the messiness and discoloration that we experience through relationships and situationships. So that's all. And I just wish everyone a happy new year. And I hope that everyone gets to accomplish everything that they set for accomplishing.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. That was inspirational. Love it. Love, love, love it. Thank you so much.
Thank
Excuse
you
me.
for having me.
Yeah, of course, you're lovely. Anytime. Everybody, for the people in the back, just so you can't hear me, make sure to check out Nelly B down below in the links provided. Make sure to stay tuned for all the stuff coming for her book. There are more music coming. She's worth listening to, so make sure that you do it, that you check out all to come. Thank you, of course, for being here. Thank you out there for listening. Have an amazing evening. Have a happy new year. And, if you guys already celebrated New Year's Eve, if you guys enjoyed it, I'll catch you guys on the next one. And yeah, have a good one, y'all, and see you soon. Peace out.